Hello and welcome back to Always Off Brand. I am your co-host, Summer Jubileer, along with Scott Oshman.
Good morning, Summer.
Good morning. It's going to be just the two of us hosting today, as Haley Brucker in the news is out with a little stomach bug. So
I
keep
hate
her
that.
away.
Her and
I know,
Emma.
I know we're virtual, but I feel like even if she joined, I would somehow get sick.
It's so funny. I'm taking my mother-in-law to the airport on Sunday morning, and she's been fighting. She's been sick, and I'm like, I am so neurotic about that.
Would you ever hire like an Uber to take her?
Maybe she's feeling better though. I've got eyes on her. My daughters live near, and they see her, and I'm like, okay.
Aww.
You gotta check. No, she's doing great. She's 77. You know, when you get sick at 77, it's just a different sick.
Yeah, I feel like anytime you get sick after the age of 30, it's just a bad sick.
Speaking of health-wise, Jubileers, I don't want to jinx it, but you guys are on a good run right now.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't you dare.
Okay. Did you have a story? Usually we pre-production talk about stories, because I have one, because my marriage is in peril and I want to talk about it.
My God, yes.
Okay.
Sorry to our guests. This is going to take a minute.
And the reason is playoff baseball. That's
because are you a big Mariners fan, or
yes, I'm a big Mariners fan.
Yes, I'm a very big Mariners fan.
Thank you.
What's going on with them right now? I don't even know where they're at.
Sports. Are you freaking serious right now, Summer Jubileer?
I know that the Eagles played last night. I don't know who won though.
I need Matt, the engineer, on freaking speed dial right. In fact, you know what? Get me Reese. Get me your 12-year-old.
Yeah, he'd know. He'd know.
Dude, first time in 24 years the Mariners won the division, and they're in the playoffs, and they got a game 5 deciding tonight. Every game, every pitch. Jason, our guest, who you know who it's going to be, I'll bring him on in a second. He's a lifelong Dodgers fan. He loves the Dodgers. He grew up in LA. He's an LA boy. Anyway, the story is I'm so into it. I am so passionate. We got great taco time Northwest, thanks to them. We got to go to the Sunday game, the playoff game Sunday night. It was epic. It was incredible. They won. There's nothing like it in sports to be there. It was just so fire. So every pitch we're watching 2 days ago at my house. Me and Erin are watching. She's a big fan. She's into it. Okay. She loves it. But I get so angry.
Do you really?
Oh my God. I get so angry. It's how I watch sports. I mean, is this a shocker? I'm a little emotional.
No, it's not surprising. But the anger, I could see the getting excited or being sad. I could see you sad and excited. I can't see you angry about it.
Angry. It's like the death. It's like I start out angry, then I get sad.
You go through the 7.
I do. I am so into it every single pitch. And then when they do stuff that's dumb, I get so the great Erin Messina, she's an anxious person, right? It's not hard for her to get stressed out. And then the playoff baseball is just stressful. It's just stressful. It's just by nature, because every single pitch, every play is so critical. So, and when you've never been there, when you've been here the one time in 24 years, it puts added pressure. So then my anxiety and my stress level and my anger and my frustration, and I'm Tim Boyle, my great friend. I am like angry texting. I can't push the button fast enough or hard enough. And then they lost the other day, which they had to win that game. They had to win that game. I wanted to win that game. Anyway, I get so pissed off that Erin is just like, I can't deal with you. You need to put yourself in. You're like an 8-year-old boy.
Oh, in timeout.
I put myself in timeout. I took a walk.
Oh my God, Scott.
That's how emotionally invested I am, which is sad. I'm here to admit it, how sad and pathetic I am.
Yeah. Do we want to get a hobby?
I have 17 hobbies. This is one of them.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Well, hopefully they lose so you don't have to watch anymore. I'm just looking out for your marriage.
That's a good point. Well, I'm not watching it. She's like, I'm no longer watching this with you.
That's really funny.
For both of our safety. We made up. The funniest thing, and Jason's going to talk about this. I know there's nothing. If you're into baseball, if you're into sports and you have a team, right? You see them every day. It's 162 games.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Baseball's insane. So
Baseball's
many games.
insane.
It's like hockey.
What I'm saying is there's nothing like playoff baseball. There's just nothing quite like it. And people say there's nothing like playoff hockey. I would.
There's not like playoffs, period. Like I love
true,
the Super Bowl.
but each sport has its little nuances and industries, right? Intricacies. So there's just not, and so I'm at my most grumpy, sad, like I am literally an 8-year-old. I'm having a full-on temper tantrum.
You had a chat with Matt about this. He was there. He flew out to Philadelphia when the Phillies won the World Series. He was there.
Yeah. Okay. You get it. He gets it.
He gets it.
The point is, she looks at me and she goes, I hate to bring this up, but you know what you always say. I'm like, oh God, here it comes. She's smarter. She's better. She has a better memory. She's just better. She goes, you said there's nothing like playoff baseball. So what are you so pissed about? Oh God. Anyway, did you have a story that we're out of time? But do you have a story?
We're out of time. We are out of time. We'll talk about it another week. That beautiful story. I feel like you had to get that off your chest, or else you were going to burst.
And you know what? I don't think this is just a dude thing, whatever. I don't know what's wrong with me, because my best friend Tim Boyle is the same way. Him and I actually, with sports, when we watch sports, if I'm not pissed, I don't know. It's like, it brings me some sense of joy to be just pissed off. Isn't that wrong?
Well,
it's just wrong.
I don't think it's wrong, because you're pissed off at people you'll never meet or ever talk to. So what's great about it, it's like, it's better than being pissed off at like me. Or like being pissed off with your kids. Like, this is great. Get your anger out on these professional baseball players. I love it.
I know. All right. Speaking of, I don't want to. Speaking of anger or whatever, but this guy and I, over the years, we have chopped it up. Okay, I'm going to start the music. You guys know him. I'm going to bring him to the YouTube stage. Remember, you can go to Always Off Brand, look for YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is his 5th appearance on the Always Off Brand. He was one of the first to ever come on. CEO, founder, industry maven. This guy is the voice for all of us in the Amazon Nerdville, Av7, Jason Boyce.
Scotty-O, thank you. That's the best walk-up music ever. I feel like I need to go run a lap right now.
I feel like Scott he probably listens to this, Jason, when he's walking off the loss of the Mariners.
Yes, yeah, for sure. This is like, the reason why I get so amped up at these games is he plays that music before the game starts just for himself.
Yes, 100%. He's putting on his glasses. You can see it now. Like the whole montage of Scott getting ready. He has his beer, cell phone, thumb is bent at the right angle. He's ready to go.
He's got like that superstitious ritual, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yeah. He wears his hat inside out. I don't know, rally cap maybe.
At least like when they lost, you changed your underwear, right?
I actually, you know what? It's funny. When they won, I wore the exact same thing.
I agree with that. No, I totally agree with that. If I win or something, a team, yes, wear the exact same thing. I do this with my kids' sports. If like a parent shows up, you always have those parents in kids' sports that like doesn't get to make a lot of games because they're with the other child or they work, whatever it is. If they show up when we lose, and I'm like, get out. Don't come back. We don't want you here. You can watch it from Live Barn. You do not need to be seated here anymore. Thank you.
Summer, I'm going to start calling you Dr. Summer because Scotty sits on your couch like every episode. Do you
I've got one now.
Scott? Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. You've got the couch game.
Got the couch. It's Dr. Summer. Sit on my couch. Tell me how you're feeling.
I've been sitting in an empty room, Jason, for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Got it.
So very excited.
Jason, again, I love to start this program off with sports talk. But do you understand where I'm coming from as a lifelong Dodger fan?
Yeah, my wife leaves the room when I turn on Dodgers, Lakers, or Rams. I grew up in LA, so I'm a LA homer, and she goes upstairs and like locks the door to the bedroom. And my neighbors all know when there's a game because I'm screaming. My youngest daughter, Ellie is my buddy. She and I watch the games together, and she's louder than I am. She'll jump up and down on the couch
Yeah,
screaming at the
Ellie.
top of her lungs. So it's so much fun to watch games with her.
Well, I bet so. No, the thing is, it's just like I get into this negative. I admit this. For some reason, I get so angry. I'm so into it. I get into this like absolutely toxic negativity. I mean, when they lost the other day, I'm like, it's over. It's over. I'm pessimistic by DNA. Right. I mean, when you grow up Jewish, it's in you. It's in your blood to just be down about things. It just is. I can't really help it. I mean, that's thousands of years.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Scott, I'll tell you, if the Dodgers didn't pull that one off at the bottom of the 11th last night, I'd be a grumpy bitch right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, speaking of grumpy bitches, are we going to talk about Q4?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wait, hold on. Do you have a quick flash recap of Prime Day big deals October? Woo!
Yeah. What's your insight on that, Jason?
We had a very strong Prime Day. The disclaimer here: 75% of our clients participated, and they did. Liz LaValle, our very talented COO, built a huge business at Vermont Teddy Bear and Pajamagram. She now runs our operations. She invented this Prime Day sandwich, leading coupons, big Prime Day discounts, and then lead out smaller discounts leading out. She built that program here at Avenue 7, and we had a very strong Prime Day. 75% of our clients participated. They were on average up 30% year over year compared to last October's Prime Day, 30 plus. So that was very strong. The folks that didn't participate is a double whammy, and I hope you're listening, brands that our brand growth strategists weren't able to convince you to participate in this, because not only did you not grow, you were flat. Some of them declined year over year, but now you're in a bad spot going into Q4 with your BSR. Your bestseller rank is now also not what it was going in. And so, it's a necessary, some say necessary evil. For us, it's a springboard going into Q4 because of, the amazing work that Liz LaValle has done for us here at Avenue 7.
Well, I think especially if you're a brand that people are like, it's a holiday gifting type brand, like something that you'd be in a stocking stuffer, like it is crucial to start the flywheel now in October, do something for Cyber Weekend, and then have a strong December.
Yeah. I'd love to do it. I'd love our clients to do it. We just can't afford it. I can't afford to do that and do Q4 and
what he's saying, what I want to be specify is like, you're not just saying a best deal, because you're saying coupons. And coupons are a very different price, like that investment when you're doing coupons versus a best deal and that strike through pricing. And what I noticed is that you didn't necessarily need to have the badge in order to see some success.
Yeah, but we didn't see that summer on our folks that did not have a badge and did not participate. They were either flat or no growth.
But I'm talking like if you did a coupon, because you're talking lead-in coupons.
Yeah, lead-in coupons that they're not as good as the Prime deal. And then you do the deal for the 2 days, and then a smaller coupon on the lead out. Oh shoot, I missed it. I wanted to go get this, and so it's a ranking play, and you're not making any money on those 2 days. You're not making a lot of profit margin, if any. But what you're doing is you're investing into that long-term BSR that primes the pump for what's coming in November and December.
God, you're absolutely right. Actually, it's a sneaky smart way to do it, especially in a flat, mature market where all the other compressions on margin compression happening. It's a sneaky smart thing to do, Jason. That's why you guys are good. That's why Liz still escaping the always off brand stage. I don't know how after 5
Get
years,
her on. She's 10 times smarter than I am, and she's more talented than I am in every way. Get Liz on the show. She's amazing.
We've had the Shed and Roddy. We've done Roddy.
Yeah, Shed is amazing. Yeah.
So let's look more at the macro view of Prime Day, though, because what I notice as a consumer, and I always I'm sure you guys struggle with this too, versus like, we know what Amazon's doing, so are we more aware of it? But I feel like I saw more ads for Prime Big Deal Day than I saw for Prime Day.
Really? See, that's so funny. Personalization. I felt like I didn't see it all. Because I don't.
I'm with you, Summer. I saw a lot of them. Maybe they're taking all that money they're not spending on Google Shopping ads anymore and put it into display ads through their own DSP.
Has anyone shown, I haven't been on LinkedIn this week, has anyone shown like any traffic gains, or because I feel like last year we were seeing reports from Adobe that was like traffic's down year over year.
I haven't seen any of that yet. You see, I'm calling in from my car because my internet is down at my home, and I was like, no fucking way I'm missing Scotty-O and Summer this morning. I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive till I find some good cell service. I'm an ex-Marine, and our saying is improvise, overcome, and adapt. So that's why you're seeing me from my phone today. I'm not missing that.
You got a hallelujah for that. I'm fine. That just makes me happy. See, I'm texting Jason. I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. Like, we can reschedule. Like, I know you. I know how to find you. You're
like,
on the
fuck
West
that.
Coast.
I'm not missing this. No, I'm talking to my people.
Not to mention, I text you on Tuesday for a Friday recording or something, and you're in New York, and you're like, yeah, dude, I'm in. Let's go.
Ad week in New York. That was very interesting. So yeah, I just got back from that show. One quick funny story. I don't know if you guys have been to Ad Week in New York, but
Never.
it's put on in a defunct shopping mall. So
Ooh.
the digital marketing agency,
I love this.
is in it's a terrible venue, but the irony, the humor of it made it worthwhile, right?
Like you're walking up to a Radio Shack and you're like, what's gonna happen?
You look up and you see like you see those lighted signs that say kids underwear to the left, and it's like, it's amazing.
They need you at Victoria's Secret.
Okay, roger that.
I found it first.
No, you didn't.
Ladies, problem. What's the genesis?
There's these escalators to, it's 4 floors high, deep. So yeah, it was a great show.
Well, it's a good use of space.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're reporting. That's a great point, Summer. I'm obnoxiously, disgustingly on the Linky, like, nonstop.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any really wrap-ups or recaps of Envision Horizons. Laura Meyer just put out a thing or whatever, but I haven't seen the overall most industry, like traffic goes up. I haven't. John Shea, where are you, Johnny? Where's John Shea? Momentum Commerce. Right. Where are you, buddy?
Yeah.
You're right. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So I don't know. From what I could tell, I felt like traffic was strong. So I'm still bitter about this 4-day Prime Day they did in July. I feel like they didn't promote it. Terrible time of year to do it. Terrible week of July to do it. And they didn't promote it enough. And I felt like Prime Big Deal Days, I forgot it was even happening. And I was like, oh, there's an ad for it. Like, okay. I don't remember seeing this at all for Prime Day 1. So we'll do another recap. Let's move on. Let's talk more Q4. So I loved your advice about what people should have done, but that's in the past.
Yeah.
What do they have left to do? So this pod comes out next week. It's going to be third week of October. This comes out. What are some things brands need to be doing now?
Gosh, the biggest complaint that I have all the time, and I understand why this is a challenge for brands, especially this year with all the tariff fun and games, is stay the hell in stock. Being able to get your inventory, being able to get it landed. By now, Summer, it's really too late to do any real planning, right? By the time this podcast airs, if you haven't done your work at the beginning of Q3 in order to get your assortment analysis correct, get your inventory in, get your financing set so you can pay that 50% tariff when your shit lands. Like, if you haven't done all of those things right now, you're just gonna have to do the best you can going into Q4.
Right.
But certainly the Cyber 25 or whatever it's going to be this year, you gotta whatever number
January, your holiday. Yeah, your holiday starts January 1.
So you got to prepare for that, and you got to just pick and choose your inventory. If you're thin on inventory, you don't need to do much discounting. But, take a look at your assortment, see what you're fat on right now. Start prepping those deals to at least get some of that traffic into your storefront. And I've been in this game now. I did the math the other day, Scott. 23 years.
23.
23 years, and seen a lot of recessions.
You're such a young man. You're
I know.
So young.
Yeah, right. I don't feel.
I can see 10-year-old Jason now. Now I think.
I appreciate that so much, Summer. You have no idea. So I cannot tell you how many times where there was sort of trouble on the economic horizon.
Yeah.
That gone through and everyone says, is Q4 going to be a bummer? And it never has been. For whatever reason, people beg, borrow, steal, whatever they do, there's going to be a big Q4 holiday season that's going to come. Would it be as big as it could have been without tariffs? I really don't think so. But Q4 is always the quarter that every e-commerce person is typically smiling ear to ear. I'm worried about Q1 with these brands, especially the brands that are teetering, that have tight cash flow. And I don't know. I have some word on the street from Accelerate, talking to dozens of brands when I was on the floor there, in terms of big brands, 9-figure brands, 8-figure brands, 7 and smaller. These tariffs are killing them. And, I'm not trying to be political here, Scott. I know you guys avoid that, which I love about the show. But I don't care. Like you and I were talking about this ahead of the show. We don't care who the president is. These tariffs are dumb.
Yeah, I don't care what side. The tariffs are stupid historically. This is just fact. The outcome hurts everybody, and it's just not good. Especially so. Again, that's just a fact. That's just history. That's just what we know.
What I heard again and again and again, grown men crying, talking to me, guys that are gangsters who've been in the game for 20, 30 years, saying, I don't know what's coming next. I hang on every headline. I hang on every Twitter, tweet or X post, because I don't know what's coming. Secondly, every time I raise my prices, especially the bigger brands, they raise their prices, they're losing share. So they have to go back and lower those prices again. Why? And this is the whole irony of it all, because their Chinese competitors are not raising prices. Why? Because that container that they landed last year that somehow was $50,000, when they land it now, miraculously, it's only worth $5,000 now. So their tariff nut is significantly less. And the Chinese are laughing at us. They're absolutely laughing at us, saying, 100%. Come get me. Come get me. Good luck. Right?
Explain that to me, Jason. When you're saying their shipment landed and it was 50,000, now it's only 5. What is that?
Yeah, they have significantly reduced the declared goods value with the customs documents at the time they land their inventory. So all of a sudden the factor got super cheap. So they're making up these numbers. I'm not a lawyer, but if I was, I'd probably say that's fraud. But the US brands can't do that. They will go to jail. I mean, they will get fined painfully. There's so many games. I've heard so many tricks of folks trying to, get around these tariffs, that it's just been from the Chinese, that it's crazy. And, it's one thing if everyone is raising their prices, but you can't lose share in this game right now. And so they're eating it and they're cutting costs, and it's really, really painful. And then the last thing I'll say about tariffs, guys, is I'm like, but are you looking in Mexico? Well, the tariffs are there too. Are you looking in the United States? Can you onshore anything? There's no supply chain. They're like, I can't build a fucking factory. I work with contract factories. What am I going to do? Run a factory now? I don't know how to do that.
And it's also about quality too. Like if you want to have a quality product, that takes time. You can't pivot in 3 months and have a brand new product from a brand new manufacturer that hasn't been tested. I mean, that's, people forget, like you still as a consumer want a quality product. And as a brand, if you stand behind your product, you want to continue to make something that people love and enjoy and not have to cut corners.
Exactly. And like, even the ones that do have contract factories here in the United States, they're just even much more, multitudes greater at cost than even paying these ridiculous tariffs. So it's a mess, guys. I haven't felt this badly for brands and sellers since maybe 2008 crisis.
Yeah.
It's getting bad. And I think 2026 summer, I think your 2026 comment is spot on. I'm kind of worried about what happens to the brands that just aren't able to squeeze by the skin of their teeth in Q1.
Well, it's a race to the bottom right now, right? And those who can stay at the bottom the longest will win. But a lot of people will have to fall out, which is awful.
Well, to add to the laughter that China's laughing at us, and like multiple levels of this, we've been saying this for 2, 3, 4 years since COVID. Really, I mean, they're really good. Meaning they've got the ad game down. They're driving massive traffic off Amazon into. They're very sophisticated. Their PDPs are good. they're really good. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good at it. They understand the game.
They are.
Before we could beat them on a bunch of different stuff. Now you can't, and the lower the cost. And I know Shein and Temu and everything else is on our list to chat about. But this is the thing I talk about. I've never heard of. I'm like, you understand? There's no return. So in apparel and footwear, there's a 30 to 40% return rate. Not with Shein and Temu. What are you going to do? Return it from 20? You paid $8. For a whatever,
going in the trash can.
Yeah. For $150 pair of shoes, you paid $8, whatever. You're going to return it? No, it's now $10. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So there's just the margins. The math is not mathing. It's just the competitive margin. When you look at cost of goods, it's not an equal level playing field. It's just not.
Yeah. No. It's not. And the irony is the tariffs were supposed to protect U.S. brands. Like in our space, in our ecosphere, the opposite is happening.
Interesting.
That's what always happens. That's what happens. And the other thing is because in our sphere, in the textiles and even hard goods, and this is the globalization of supply chain is so intricate and so complex. There is raw goods moving all around the world to finished goods, to top goods, to this goods, to assembly, all of that. And then your other point about holiday, I think is going to be interesting to watch, is there's also a labor situation. Unemployment is still relatively low, but the type of jobs at warehouses, at drivers, at factories and whatever, again, not getting political about whatever. I'm just saying, and this has been going on for years. This is the perfect storm. Those jobs, nobody wants those jobs. It's hard to hire for those specific jobs in those communities. And that's also putting pressure on it. Yeah. So it's not one thing. It's all these different things.
And then on the consumer side of things is, inflation. This is the first time in my adult lifehood over the last couple of years where the consumers are really having to trade down because everything costs more. And so, that's what I'm paying close attention to in Q4 too, is like, what's the US consumer going to do? Because nothing is cheaper. Everything is more expensive for them. And I'm talking about, grocery items and,
Grocery's insane.
Everything, right? Like, and so it really is a rough time, both for the brands that we all know and love, that have been successful on Amazon and Walmart, and then also for consumers. And so I'm a little pessimistic going into Q4. I know it'll be a banner Q4. It'll probably grow compared to last year, despite it, because that's what Q4 does in e-commerce.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really cautious about what's going to happen in Q1. If you are a brand that survives this, you're going to be around for a long time. But if you're teetering on the brink right now, I am very worried about you.
Well, yes.
Didn't mean to bring it down, right?
No,
I know your Mariners game was the most painful thing.
But we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to hear, you have been working your ass off for I don't know how many years building this tech.
Oh,
you guys use. I want to hear more about that. The AV7 big, I feel like, you're like, there's some big globe in your office. You're sitting, you're moving around, looking at all the technology. So let's talk about that when we come back.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Hey, this is Jason Blum with RTB House. I lead our strategic partnerships team, and thank you for joining Always Off Brand.
Okay, continuing with the great Jason Boyce, ladies and gentlemen. He has been working on and building tech there at AV7 for years. You were even when you had your own shop, you were always looking. You're very tech savvy, I want to say. Talk about this product. Talk about what it's doing. How you're so fired up about it. I love it.
Before you get into that,
oh my God!
Describe.
Wouldn't lead up any better.
No, I have a better one. Describe what you were seeing in the industry, what your customers needed, and why you built this.
Oh, that's the perfect question. That was a better question than yours, Scott. I'm sorry to say.
I know. Actually, that was way better.
That was a mic drop question right there. That
was a way better setup. God damn it!
Yeah. So look, even when I started the agency back in, I guess, 2019, I started to do tech as well. I don't think you can have a very good, successful agency without integrating tech into it. I've always felt that way. and even Scott mentioned this in my previous life as a brand. We built our own tech. One of my biggest regrets is never taking that ERP system that we built, because when I started that business, there was no freaking SaaS. We had to build it, and so it was a very good ERP system. And before I exited that business, my biggest regret is I never turned it into a SaaS. But when starting the agency, I always knew tech needed to be part of it, because this Amazon game is complicated. It is really, really hard. There are thousands of metrics. Sometimes you have to calculate those metrics to get anything out of meaningful information. I hate the word data. People say, "Oh, the data from Amazon is huge," but if you can't turn it into information, it's not good to anybody.
Yeah.
And so we started doing that very early on. We built a magnificent data layer. We've got a couple of really great ex-Microsoft engineers on our team, CPO, as well as the lead engineer, and they are constantly cussing out Amazon for how bad their API data is. And I have to remind them, like, guys, you get what you pay for. We're not paying for that data, so go model it, go FITFO it, right? Go figure it the F out. And so, and they've done that. And sort of we had to build the 7 avenues strategy in order to scale the agency, because at year 2, I was buried, I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't train the brand growth strategist. So we developed the 7 avenues strategy. The presence avenue, which is the tool that we're about to launch, or that it's launched in beta mode right now, is, your Amazon presence. If your product can't get searched, clicked on, and added to cart, you have a presence problem and it's costing you money.
Yeah.
And so we needed to build that first. There's the other 7 avenues strategy, and we've begun to build this. We had built out most of the data layer for all 7 avenues and built what I call a dumb dashboard for every one of those avenues in an application layer. And then one day I woke up and the whole world had changed. About 2 years ago, and OpenAI came onto the scene with these LLMs that weren't very good. They were kind of probabilistic when they started. And I went, shit, that dumb dashboard system is yesterday's news overnight.
Yeah.
We looked at it and hit the delete button on it and removed it all, and
Wow.
built out a patent pending agentic AI system on top of that data layer. And so, and to answer your question, your terrific question, that was so much better than Scott Summer. Why did we start it? In the agency, you get punched in the face a lot for problems that Amazon either creates on purpose or by accident.
Be kind to your agency.
And I was so sick and tired of our people getting punched in the face, because here's the way it works. Our creative team does this beautiful creative work, and then they hand it over to our catalog team, and then our catalog team pushes this stuff live 15 times and then checks it every day manually to make sure that it's live. And then when it's live, we go, "Okay, brand, it's live now." And then 3 weeks later, they go and they say, "You broke my listing." I'm like, "Well, no, we didn't. It was the Amabots that broke it."
Amabots. I like that. That's good shit right there out of you. I didn't see that coming.
But we should have caught it anyway. And so screw this. We're going to build tech and AI to be able to capture this and know it every day that happens, so we can fix it before you even know it's a problem.
Yeah.
And so the straight answer to your question, Summer, we got sick and tired of getting beat up because Amabots were breaking all the hard work that we were doing. So we built the tech to do that. And so, there's 2 parts to our tech. One is called Walk the Store, where every day we comp against a reference point. Like, Summer, you and I talked about this for years, right? There's all these PIMs out there. And you're so frustrated with these PIMs because the PIMs are pulling data from the Amazon API. And you would think, and my Microsoft engineers think this, they think, oh, whatever's in the API is what's going to be on the .com. And that never happens. What's in Seller Central differs from what's in API. What's different, and that differs from what's on the .com itself.
This kills. I've been doing Amazon since 2010, and this has been an issue since I started doing it in 2010. I do not understand how this has not been. Amazon refuses to fix it.
Yeah, I can understand why it's hard for them. I understand why it's hard for them to fix it, but this is why we built our tool.
Yeah.
So the Presence Avenue tool, av7lift.ai. Presence is the first of the 7 avenues. Next is Financial Avenue. We'll build that one next, and then traffic, and then customer, creative, product, and rival. So we're going to put that in and build it into our patent pending expert AI system to be your Iron Man suit when you're trying to grow your brand on the platform. So that's the long term vision for
Love
what we're building.
this.
What's interesting about it is what we've built. There's 2 parts to our tool. We're actually merging it into one tool right now. The Walk the Store is very interesting because not only does it tell you the minute your product title reverts or your image reverts, so that our team can go in there and fix it, but it will also tell you who your resellers are, and it will also tell you those rogue ASINs of people who got product from outside the back of your guys' warehouse somewhere and are selling it in a fake ASIN with a fake
Right.
UPC.
Yeah.
We just
That's huge. This is all huge.
we work with a Northwest brand, a famous brand. You guys would know them if I said the name. The amazing company right here in Portland. We found 1,000 rogue ASINs. We did all the right things. We got them off of 1P. We moved them to 3P because they were just done with their buyer relationship.
Yeah.
We attached their
Brutal.
listings into 3P. We got listing contribution rights. We did all the upgraded creative. They did their part. They knocked off the resellers that were attached to their listings. And then we're like, great, we're going to start making money now. And then a month went by and we're like, where the fuck is the money? Like, where's the revenue? We're not hitting targets yet. What's happening? And so we added to our Walk the Store tech to find these rogue ASINs. And, we took a look at what was going on in Amazon. We pulled it all in. We found 1,000 products of their best-selling products listed outside of their listings that were pulling out about $500,000 a month in revenue.
Wow.
And we shut them all down, every fucking one of them. And they just had a record Prime Day 2 that was twice as big as Prime Day 1 for them.
Love that. I think what so many brands forget and what you're really highlighting, Jason, it's the foundation of your business.
Yes.
And when people set up Amazon, when you first set it up, you probably have a really strong foundation, but then you're 3, 6, 12 years onto Amazon and no one's paid attention to what's holding the house up.
That's it.
That's
it.
what I love about it, because why people hire us and why we're still around is because they need somebody to pay attention. It's physically impossible to pay attention. And what this tech does, it pays attention.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 7,000 hours of your life to go troubleshoot one goddamn thing.
You'll know the day it happens. And then, and then the other piece is all of those things that cost you money: listing takedown, search suppression. You got to look 4 different places in Seller Central to know if your listing has been search suppressed, and that costs you 100% of your revenue for the time you're search suppressed.
And let's not forget about all the time. Like, your time is money.
Yes, exactly. Time. Out of stock. You're about to go out of stock. All of the things that are holes in your revenue bucket that's so important to brands right now.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the money to invest in the top funnel right now because they're battling these tariffs.
Yep.
And so we built this thing. I'm super proud of it. It has been my white whale to put this thing into tech to help these brands be able to figure this problem out so that they can go build the next great product and manage their people and their warehouses and do all the things they need to do to grow. And so that's why we built it. Thank you for giving me the platform to be able to talk about it. I'm incredibly excited about it. The other piece, what it does, Scott and Summer, is we monitor, we alert, but then and we're in beta, so we don't have all of our financial impact. It will deliver the financial impact of this thing that's preventing your revenue from happening.
Ooh.
So helpful.
We're using our LLMs to do a root cause analysis of why it's happening and what we recommend you do to fix it. And then finally, the last piece, if you don't have the time to fix it, you click to fix and you come to Malia Kim's team, our fearless senior director of all things Amazon and Walmart presence, and she will fix it for you for a one-off fee. And so
that's amazing.
That's the whole story there, guys. That's what we built, and I'm insanely proud of our dev team. I'm insanely proud of our leaders at Avenue 7 Media who are building tech and who are putting these insights from their decades of experience right into this thing, into the LLM, to help these sellers plug those holes in the bottom of their revenue bucket.
I love this. I love that you got beat up so much over the last 6 years. You're like, I'm tired of this.
It's crooked. It's like crooked. It's just getting
This
punched in
is
the
this
face
is what you got to
repeatedly.
know about our boy Jason Boyce. He's an empire builder, and this is just who you are. The harder it is, and let me tell you, what you've just created is so goddamn hard. The money, the time, the fact you hit delete. I mean, I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, yes, it led you to this, but
Okay.
this is who he is, man. He could have his choices are he could have taken it easy. He could have done a lot of things. No, he's like, I want to build better. I want to build better people. I want to build a better machine. That's just who you are, man. I mean, again, I tried and I tapped out. I was like, I couldn't do it.
Very, very kind of you to say that.
That's who you
Scott.
are. I told
appreciate
you
it.
when you started
My
out
wife
7.
calls it a mental defect. She's like, you just can't be happy with anything. What is wrong with you? I said, I don't know. I'm just born this way. I can't help it.
I told you when you started out, I go, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And you're like, oh, it's a sickness. But I'm fired up for this tool. The industry needs it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys should hold tight onto that and make sure it's part of the gold star that you guys have there. And that's
and Scotty and Summer, where we're at right now, we're in a closed beta right now. If you're a brand who loves always off brand as much as I do, and you got any of these problems, shoot me an email. And I'll give it at the end of the show here for you guys. Shoot me an email, and then we'll jump on a call and see if we can invite you in. If you're a fan of Always Off Brand, then we want you to be a fan of av7lift.ai as well.
av7lift.ai. God, it's even a good name. I'm into names.
I love this all these abs you're creating. This is great.
Yes, a lot
I
of
really
good
want to hear
abs.
more about Rivals next time. We're gonna have you back on so I can hear about Av Rivals.
Oh, awesome.
All right. So, did you not hear his? Were you
My
listening
7
to him?
avenues. That's the 7th avenue.
I know,
the
I
Rivals.
know.
You gotta keep an
I
eye
know.
on
I
those.
remember. I sat through the thing. Shannon Roddy does a great job pulling me through the avenues. You guys are awesome. I get it. Sorry. Sometimes I don't pay attention.
You know, Scott, at least you're honest about it.
Yeah. I
You're not
check out
trying to
every
cover
once in a
that up.
No.
Roll with it.
I only listen to Summer.
That's so bad.
And she has to listen to you because she's your doctor. She's your shrink, essentially.
Oh,
I've
Scott.
noticed this.
Dr. Jubilee.
You know it solves all problems. Just have a spa day. You'll be fine.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I always love to hear Jason's take on Walmart because I always find it fascinating.
We talked about it. Yep.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if he wants to, I know you talked about it last time you were here, but it's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while. Look, I'm a huge fan of Walmart. They're good people. They're fun to work with. They're constantly trying to make that platform better. And what I wish for from Walmart is more traffic. We need more traffic. Their Walmart Connect suite of tools is getting better. On-site display has been magical. It's a great tool. And Walmart Connect advertising is good, but they need to get retargeting functionality. They do not have retargeting functionality. So most of our brands are premium price. They're not the lowest price. And so we have to do this price high justify. And we have to do a really good job of putting our brand in front of customers repeatedly to convince them to buy our products, our clients' products, because they're not the lowest price. And retargeting is an incredibly important tool in our toolkit, and they don't have it. They keep telling me it's coming, but I need it to happen like yesterday. And so that's my biggest complaint about Walmart, but I love the platform. I do believe they're better at retail than Amazon is. They just know this inside and out. If I could sit in on their boardroom meeting, this is what I would tell their CEO in their boardroom.
Well, Doug,
no more fucking dividends are going outside of this company. Every fucking dividend dollar that goes to your investors right now, you're going to reinvest that into technology, and you're going to be a player in the space. That's what I wish for them. Like, Amazon doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
We're a tech company.
They don't have that. They don't have these stodgy investors that need to rely on their dividend check for their stock. Cut that shit off. The entire world is being rebuilt on LLMs.
Yep.
There's a clear and present potential danger to both Amazon and to Walmart from this thing called agentic retail, right?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
so excited about it.
and they need to stop what they're doing, and they need to capture every dollar and reinvest into being what's next instead of what was yesterday. And that's my honest take about Walmart. Again, I love them over there. I want them, and I think the brands and the sellers need them to succeed.
Yeah.
But they've got to move faster, and they'll be able to do that if they stop paying those fucking dividends.
This has been their, again, from a competitive set. I agree with everything you're saying, but all major national global retailers, when they're competing with Amazon, it's not a fair fight. You have a tech company versus retail company. You have dividends versus free cash flow. They have bazillions of dollars, like Apple and Microsoft and all these guys. So it's not a fair fight. It's a great point by you. My big point, which you and I talk about all the time, I got heckled at e-tail from a guy on stage when I talked about this. God damn it, own something. Walmart, own some. You said the biggest challenge is traffic, right? They have a traffic issue. Own something that a large amount of people want to go to, like owned content. Jesus Christ, how long are you going to sit on the sidelines without owning something? The key to the wheel is content. You get, because people just want to be entertained. So find something, own something, entertain us, and get us in the goddamn room so you have discovery, and that'll push all the rest of the commerce and everything else. Drives me nuts.
Here, brother. Summer, you'll appreciate this. That a lot of the talk at and I was in a private meeting with a bunch of hedge fund investors. They were asking me about Amazon DSP and CTV and how that's going.
Demand side platform, connected television. We talk about we break down all acronyms here.
They were very interested in talking about Trade Desk, which is one of the OG DSPs in the space. And I think there was a big headline that came out. Maybe it was a month. I don't know. This whole year is just merged into one long day. But I can't remember when it was. But
you're so right. God,
you know how they say that the days are short, or the days are long, but the years are short. I'm like, I don't know if I feel that way anymore. The days just feel long.
Yes,
it all feels long.
It's October in 2025. See you later.
Yeah,
I'm done. I just keep getting cut and oh God, every day. Yesterday, another big punch. This year has just been very challenging. Go ahead though, Jason.
And it's been, the headline that came out was Trade Desk lost its exclusivity to be Walmart's official off Walmart display provider. And I got really excited, to your point, Scott, because I was like, yes, they're going to build their own DSP now. And maybe that's what they're doing with on-site display. But then they came out and said, no, we're just going to open it up to everybody, and they're going to try to get the lowest cost. And so I was disappointed by that, because I kept thinking, I think maybe we talked about this on one of the previous appearances. I got really excited when they bought Vizio for that Vizio OS.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to mention Vizio.
And they're just, look, they're moving too slow. This world is moving at light speed. The entire world is being rebuilt on reasoning models. The old software is gone. The new software is coming, and it's coming faster than the chip performance happened in the 80s and 90s and the 2000s. And and it's just like, I just want to kick them in the ass a little bit and say, move faster and do what you said, Scott. Like, own this DSP is insanely powerful.
They have the money. The money is not a problem for them. Yes, the dividends. I think that's a really good point. That's such an interesting way to look at that. And I agree with you 1,000% long term. They have the money. It's not a money problem.
Yeah. No. And so, the TV, just one more final thing, and things I was saying to these freaking hedge funds that I was in a room with last week in New York is, Amazon DSP, and their CTV platform, they took a look at Trade Desk that's 40 cents on the dollar in fees. And, on the high end, it's 20 cents on the dollar with Amazon DSP. And Jeff Bezos pulled his old game, and he looked at Trade Desk, which is a public company. They're very big, and said, about 8 years ago, and said, your margin is my opportunity. And they are coming for them.
They
don't care. They don't care if they make any money on DSP. They are a market share killer right now. And they're coming for them.
I mean, the relationship that it just got with Netflix, with Roku. I mean, it's like, why do you need
Microsoft.
Drake?
I don't know.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you see that
Microsoft.
headline?
Yes,
They,
yes.
you know, they
I
just
was like,
became the official DSP of Microsoft and all of
I
that LinkedIn
know.
data.
So
I
let me,
loved it.
Jason, to your point, right? Interesting. Let's see. Let's take a publisher. That means I can distribute and aggregate content and information. Okay. I am a publisher of information and video and content, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Then I'm going to match that with endless inventory. Wait a minute. I'm going to go buy inventory. I'm going to go get inventory. I have the content and I'm the publisher. And now I'm going to have more freaking inventory than anybody else.
Yes.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I mean, what are we doing? They're going to kill everybody.
They are.
But Walmart bought Vizio.
And,
What a joke.
and
That's
it's like,
that's the heckler. The heckler came at me with the Vizio and I'm like, really? Really, Vizio is all you got?
I was like, what's Vizio? Who uses
Yeah.
Vizio? I don't understand.
What's Netflix trading at right now? What's 300 million subscribers looking like, huh?
Yeah.
Vizio.
and you know, the interesting thing is we're talking about Walmart not moving as fast as Amazon, but guess what? There's two other players out there that are moving faster: TikTok and OpenAI and
100%.
Perplexity. And these LLMs are impressive, right?
What do you think about the checkout, and what do you think about that the agentic AI and all that other stuff? Our buddy Scott Wingo, who's leading the charge on that.
You know, I love Scott Wingo. I've never actually met Scott. I'd like.
Oh,
to
you
meet him,
haven't?
No, I've never met him, but I'd like to meet him. But I'm a big fan of his, and I think he's way ahead of the curve here, just like he was with channel management back in the day at Channel Advisor. I think he's definitely onto something. But here's the thing: I think that TikTok, if this deal gets done, there's a lot of capital I, capital F's here, guys.
What a
If this deal really does get done, and if Oracle is able to replicate that amazing algorithm, if that algorithm is 10% worse than what it is, they're toast. And if they stay in the fulfillment game like TikTok Shop has been doing, I think TikTok Shop is very interesting. God, they are so good and so fast on so many levels. Now, look, it's the Wild West and they're making a lot of mistakes, but they iterate faster than even Amazon did back in the day. But here's the thing about OpenAI. I will genuinely consider OpenAI and Perplexity and some of these guys a real threat to Amazon when I read the headline that Sam Altman got on stage and said, we're going to invest $1 trillion to build a best-in-class logistics network from factory to your door.
Yeah.
You know, e-commerce, the yin and yang, you've got, you know, you need selection, you need traffic, you need a reasonable experience. That's the yin. The yang is get it to me today.
Yeah.
You know, when Amazon goes from 2 day to 1 day, their revenue on those items increases something like 60%, more sales, more retention. It is the magic elixir that builds retention. And look, I freaking hate shopping, so I'm really rooting for the agentic because I want to tell it everything and what I want to buy and when, and I want it to do it for me because I hate doing it. And so, and I think there's a real discovery play, much like TikTok is very strong in discovery. But look, at the end of the day, if you buy something on Agentic and that fucking t-shirt shows up 10 days later, you're not going to do it again. You're going to go to Amazon.
It's all about, it's finishing that experience for the consumer, 100%.
So I think they have a long way to go. I think it's very interesting. I'm paying very close attention to it. Again, I love Scott. I love the content that he produces, and I think he's right. This is ultimately the future. And what does that mean for Amazon? Amazon's going to fit for it. They're going to figure it the fuck out.
Okay,
just like
so this is my question to you. Why are they today putting walls up and not allowing any LLMs to come in?
You know, it's interesting because I think they are using the LLMs. I don't know if they're making their own. I imagine they're plugging and playing with LLMs underneath the hood for their Rufus.
I know, but Rufus, come on, it's just scraping the reviews and it's not really adding value. It's actually creating more work today. I'm not saying, well, they have what do you think their game is here? They obviously, if we look back at history, you and I have been on the sideline of their history for a long time. I'm keep thinking about, and Andy Jassy, you look at the AWS, right? Andy's different than Jeff Bezos. They're a different company today than they were. So their games are different. The playbooks are different. Yeah. But if I look at him, I'm trying to figure out, I mean, I think their AI, their NVIDIA, their chip, I think their tech side on AWS and what they're doing in AI is actually brilliant because they're going to make more money off everybody.
Yes.
Right. They're very open on that. They're creating their own silicon, their own, right. They're going to be the supplier to all these people. Again, genius.
Yeah.
But I can't figure out how they're going to navigate this when the LLMs, I agree with you on the fulfillment, but I'm just sitting there going, there's 800 million people using chat, and it's ChatGPT. It's nobody else. It's 88% of the market.
Yeah.
They're the one who have the discovery. They're the one. How are they going to jump the shark here and get in this game? And I believe D2C is about to have another freaking boondoggle because of the traffic flow, and Walmart. Shout out Walmart. If you want to talk about, we can give them shit about this. Smartest thing they did is, hey, chit chatty, come on in.
They're partnering. Yeah.
Mother's fine here. We'll sell you stuff. We'll fulfill it. We got you, boo.
It's a really good point, Scott, because on one hand, Amazon is more open about most things than they've ever been right?
Yeah.
Like, the juggernaut that they've become in logistics is very interesting. And, the ability to ship from an FBA center or an AWD center to your Shopify customer has never been better at Amazon. So they're opening up there. They're opening up in a lot of different ways, but the AI is a very interesting one. I think they're building that infrastructure with their data centers, that sort of, that cloud infrastructure for brands, like, frankly, companies like me. I mean, we're using Google Cloud we're a Google Cloud partner right now. We had a bad experience with Azure. We moved over to Google Cloud partner. Our system is built so we can plug and play with any of the LLMs, and I suspect they're doing something similar.
Yeah.
And they have this mentality. Let's see if we can build it. We've got some of the best engineers in the world, but then when it doesn't perform, Jassy has a quick hook.
Yes, he does.
And so, look, we call Rufus doofus internally over here. It's not performing. It's not doing great results right now, right? And so we're optimizing for it, but it's just not doing great.
It's a nothing burger. It
really should have stayed in alpha quite a bit longer. Wasn't ready.
And they, I think that they will pivot at some point, Scott. I think they're giving it the old college try right now, and Andy will pull it when it's not performing. And, we'll see. Look, I just remember how many conversations I had back in the early 2000s with Google when they were going to build the Amazon killer or the eBay killer when marketplace, and they just, it just never got there. And so these tech companies that don't have that retail brand sale, DTC kind of mentality, they struggle. They struggle with it. I struggle with my engineers trying to help them, understand the game on Amazon and on e-commerce. It's one of the most deceptively complicated spaces that there are. It's why we have 7 fucking avenues instead of 3, right? It is really complicated. You have to be green on all 7 avenues in order to reach your full sales potential, right? And so I think OpenAI is going to learn that the hard way. They're going to take their lumps over and over and over again. And, if I had a nickel for every time someone said, "Oh, Amazon's under threat. They're never going to make it now. They're going to get beat." I'd be retired.
Oh my God.
I'd be retired.
I know.
They have built one hell of a moat, and to get in that moat, I mean, it's going to take. I don't know. They're never going to take them down. But again, if they could, I think we all agree, competition would be good.
It would be great.
It is great. And it's great for brands, especially, and sellers in a very difficult time.
Well, yeah, because when Amazon shuts down your listing and suppresses it, you need it to be able to sell somewhere else.
Right on. That's it.
Jason, thank you so much for being here today. Can you tell our listeners, you gave a shout out about, if they reach out to you, you're going to help them. How do they get in contact with you?
I'm going to give them my email, Summer. It's Jason, Jason, at avenue7media.com. If you're a fan like I am of Always Off Brand, you give me an email and we're going to help you get your presence house in order with this tool.
Love it. Thanks,
Fantastic.
Jason.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Love you guys. Appreciate all the work you do on this great podcast.
All right, we'll be back. We'll wrap this up. I don't know how or what, but we'll wrap it up when we come back.
Hey, this is PTSB from the CPG Guys podcast, and you are listening to the Always Off Brand podcast.
I don't even know where to start. Having Jason on, just listening to Jason talk and his ideas and his thoughts and his opinions, like it's so fascinating. I learn something every time.
I like how he just thinks differently. And I just enjoy the fact of how he's thinking about things. We share a lot in common if you've been in the Nerdville for a long time. But
yes,
yeah, I just love his purview. I applaud him because you and I have been part of the agency scene prior, your prior life. What he's doing is just so hard. He could have taken so many, talk about avenues. He had a lot of easier avenues to take.
Yeah. I think resiliency is what agencies are made out of, which is why I say what all the time, Scott. Be kind to your agencies. It is so hard. And I love that he took, like, I'm so sick of brands coming to me with this problem and then blaming me for this problem. I'm going to go solve the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just go solve it. And that's the type of guy Jason is. And he's an expert. Anyone who gets to work with him is very fortunate. And we cannot say enough good things about the guy.
He's a contributor. He's the official contributor. I don't know. We haven't titled him, but he's here. And I know many of the great people I know is because I happened to meet the great Jason Boyce. And you know why? Why,
Scott?
Because people matter.
That's right. And you are listening to Always Brand. Please like, please subscribe, please share. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye. Haley, get better.
Bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.